Hi, my name is Jamie. Yeah, so I moved to Atlanta a couple months ago, right? So I've been looking for a job, right? I understand that the market is bad, the economy is bad, whatever the fuck. Listen, I don't care. I want a job, and I understand like it's the fact that I want a job, and I can't even like I'm applying to so much, but it's just like what's going? Like y'all don't even respond back, like the recruit.
This guy says apply to hundreds of jobs, just can't get anything. Been trying to get any job, $25 an hour. Okay, in Boston, guys, $25 per hour in Boston is nothing. I'm pretty sure that's like minimum wage there. Okay, because it's so expensive. You got a lot of people out there begging for a job. The fact that people can't get a job at McDonald's just shows you that this job market is worse than 2008. I don't know what to say, but people always talk about how if you can't get a job, go get a job at McDonald's, go get a job at Walmart or Target. Guys, these jobs are actually hard to get. I'm not even joking. I got friends, okay, trying to get like a retail job at Target. It's one of the hardest things to do. It's actually super, super difficult because the job market is just so cooked right now.
This is literally your sign to quit that fucking job, bro. Quit that job that you hate. Quit it. Look where I'm at right now. Happy as fuck. Happy as fuck. I was walking around and I was like, what's that fucking feeling right now? It was happiness. It was literally just walking around happy as fuck. Quit the fucking job.
It's people making $250,000 a year and they still living paycheck to paycheck. They said $250,000 a year ain't no money. It's crazy because they actually not lying. But it just depends on your situation. $250,000 a year don't look the same on everybody. If you're a person making $250,000 a year with 5 kids, with kids in general, with a bunch of debt, a bunch of bills, a bunch of things that go out, and you never really get to hang on to majority of your income, your financial profile looks totally different from another person who makes $250,000 a year with no children, unmarried, not a lot of extra debt, or they don't actively owe on a lot of things. $250,000 a year looks completely different on those two type of people. Do you know what I would do with $250,000 a year? $250 a year? Do you know just how far along, just how better off I would be with $250,000 a year? And even then, I still would love to see what a person making $250,000 a year and saying that's still not no money. I would love to see what you're doing with your money.
Call me lazy, call me non-ambitious, call me crazy, call me a loser. I do not care anymore. I have realized that I'm simply just not built for work. I do not want to work anymore. Deep down in my soul, I just know it's not meant for me. I don't want to chase titles or climb ladders or spend my whole life trying to prove that I'm worthy of rest. I don't enjoy it. I don't want to do it. I don't even want to do it. I want to live in the present. I want to lay in the grass somewhere and simply just exist. I truly need a life where I could just wander through fields, pick flowers, create, sing, write, and still be taken care of. I want to live a life where being gentle isn't seen as lazy, where joy doesn't have to be earned after a week of hard work. Trust me, I get that money's important. I wish it wasn't. I really wish it wasn't. But why does earning money have to come with so much suffering? It just has to be another way. There has to. Where is the job for people who just want to be free? Spread a little joy, spread a little love, and spend their whole life just romanticizing it instead. Because if there was a job like that, trust me, I would be the CEO of it. Anyway, if anyone's figured out how to make money while surviving capitalism, please DM me because I am out. See you later.
Let's talk money struggles for a second. Living paycheck to paycheck is normal. Say that out loud. It is normal. It doesn't mean you're lazy, irresponsible, not trying hard enough. It means the system got more expensive and our paychecks stayed the same. Rent went up, groceries doubled, gas, childcare, insurance, you name it. We are living in a world where one emergency can wipe out months of preparation. And did I get into my feelings last night because I forgot a water bill that I thought was due in December that was due in November that set us back $600? Absolutely. And of course, this all happened in December with Christmas. Did we spend a little bit more than we should have? Absolutely. But what can I do about it? I'm continuing to show up for my family. My kids are fed. There's a roof over our house. There's gas in my car. There is food in the fridge. But struggling right now does not define you. This is a season, and seasons change. You're not behind. We're living in a world that the system makes it hard to breathe in. Give yourself some grace. God bless.
I don't want to work anymore because I'm working every day very hard and I never had money. Fucking shit. So everything is expensive, motherfucker. So I don't know a la chingada porque I never have money in my wallet, a la verga. So I don't know. I do. La verga, chingada madre. Tell me something, motherfucker.
I graduated with a psych degree, and was no one gonna tell me how difficult it is to get a job? You might be thinking, why did you get a psych degree? That beats me. I've been applying for months. I've been doing really random jobs just to get by. Delivering food, filing class actions on Sparrow, freelance work. I'm literally about to move home because I cannot find a job.
Bro, why the fuck is it so hard to talk to an actual person when asking about a job application? So I called a company that I'm not gonna name to see if they've looked at or like pending the process, whatever the word is, okay? I just wanted to see if y'all looked at my shit yet. That's all. I just wanted to see if you looked at the application. I called the receptionist to figure out, to see if I could speak to anybody in my most like professional, calm HR corporate voice, little ass kissing, sound like I've been somewhere, right? Trying to get to where I'm trying to go. I say, my name is Harry. I'm trying to figure out if anybody's looked at my application. She gonna tell me, so actually, let me just, slow you down there a little bit. Yeah. Let me get into my best, pretentious receptionist voice. So, basically, HR doesn't take phone calls. We actually reach out electronically, but I wouldn't also recommend not doing that because, they most likely won't respond to that either. So I would recommend, just waiting it out. Which I've been doing with every other damn job application for the last year and a half. But thank you so kindly, right? I thank the lady, right? But why the fuck? Why is it so fucking hard to just get a fucking person to talk to you, though? Just to see if you've taken the time to grace my application with your eyesight. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't want any more of your time. I don't even want to be on this phone call. I got social anxiety. I don't even want to talk to you anyway. I don't know who this is. And y'all be acting so fucking pretentious over a motherfucking hourly role that's like fucking $20 an hour, bro. I can't talk to an HR representative over $20 an hour? What the fuck is going on, bro?
Raise your hand if you got laid off. So I will say, this is not the way I expected 2026 to start out. But here we are. This was my first post-grad job, and I'd been there for almost 2.5 years. And to be fair, I did work in HR, and usually HR is the first one to get cut, so I guess I'm not too surprised. But actually I am kind of surprised because I was part of this like early careers rotational program, and usually when you're part of these programs, like you think you're safe. At least I thought I was safe because I was like, no way they're ever gonna like cut anyone from their early careers program. But here we are. I was supposed to like graduate the program this spring, so I like technically didn't have a role, so I didn't really understand what role they were eliminating, but I was like, okay, like that's fine, I guess. But the weirdest part was when they told me the news, I felt relieved. And it's so weird because you would think that when you lose your job, you just feel like your world is ending. I don't know what happened. It felt like I could breathe again. Like it felt like a pressure was taken off my shoulders. And to be fair, I think I kind of knew what I was doing wasn't what I wanted to do. So I wasn't like devastated because I felt like I was losing something that I absolutely loved. It definitely still was a weird feeling. Obviously, I did cry when it happened just because I was in shock and I was completely blindsided. Also, this happened right before the holidays. This happened 1 week before Christmas, so I already had known for a while. And like I said, I did cry when they told me, but I feel like it was more of the fear of the job market just being kind of bad right now rather than being sad that I was leaving this specific position. I feel like I'm talking about my experience right now, like very objectively, just like about how I was feeling. I'm not trying to say anything bad about the company at all. I learned a lot. I feel like I talk about this all the time on my account, but my dream is to move to LA, and I feel like now this gives me the push to finally make that change change. But now I'm like, okay, what's holding me back now? Well, actually, there are a few things holding me back, but I feel like I'll make another video on that. Not having to work a 9 to 5 has been absolutely incredible, and I'm afraid that I'm getting a little too used to how nice it is, and kind of need a job ASAP because I'm getting way too used to not having to work. But what's been really nice about having all this extra time is now I just have more time to focus on all these creative things that I've really loved to do but haven't really had time while working a 9 to 5. I've always been super interested in UGC creation, like at a greater level, and I feel like now I have more time to focus on that and kind of explore that path. My plan definitely is to go back into corporate just because I feel like there's a lot more stability. Unless somehow something works out and my creative side can somehow sustain a lifestyle I want, that'd be absolutely incredible. But until then, I feel like jumping back into the corporate world is probably what's on my horizon. Not right away though. I feel like I'm not too much in a rush right now because I feel like this time between jobs is something that's so rare and I should really take advantage of it. It's been nice because I feel like I'm in a brand new chapter where I have so much freedom and autonomy to choose what I want to do with my life. So I guess for now, I just have way more time to make all these fun, silly little videos. So what else am I supposed to be doing? This really is exposure therapy, especially making a video like this. I'm like, ooh, kind of embarrassing, but also who cares? I guess stay tuned because I'm going to have all the time in the world to make all these random videos and test my creative outlet, I guess. If you want to follow along my laid off diaries, my laid off era, my unemployment era, I'm trying to think of an alliteration with L, laid off life. And if you want to follow along my laid off life, I will take all the interactions I can get. It's kind of lonely when all my friends are working. I'll appreciate anything at this point. So see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.
You know, being unemployed as a person in their 20s, it's like with no responsibilities. Let me put that out there. When I say responsibilities, I'm talking kids, rent, you know what I'm saying? You might have a little car, no little phone bill. Cool. That first week, it's like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I feel alive again. You catching up on all your shows, you know what I'm saying? You calling people, but they like, oh, I got work. So, you know, you ain't really getting that much social time. That's another thing. You're not getting no social time because every time you try to talk, people got work, bro. That second week, you start applying for a job. You know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm starting to feel like a bum. I'm a little depressed. Feel me? Still got a little money, though. The whole time you applying for jobs, I don't want none of you niggas to call me back. I'm doing this strictly for the mental thought of at least I try. I really don't want y'all to hire me. Then that phone bill come up. Okay. Start going a little harder now on that third week. Start going a little harder. The niggas hire you. They telling you, we want you to come in for training tomorrow. What? Like, damn, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I done been through the drought. I was low-key happy I got a job, you know what I'm saying? I can pay my phone bill now, but it's just like, okay. I gotta start tomorrow though. Like I need like a week to process this shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It's an experience for sure, and it's definitely something you just don't want to go back to. Yeah, you just don't.
So I may be laid off again from Amazon next week. And I was laid off from Amazon last October, and then I found a role with the retail org, and today I found out that the retail org may be going through layoff next week. My heart sank a little bit after reading that news, understandably, so I couldn't carry on working like usual. So I decided I want to make a video about this, also to show you guys this quite beautiful view from the cafeteria. Hopefully I will still be able to use it after next Tuesday. The layoff news is not news. We know that's going to happen next week, right? Almost for sure. What I didn't know personally is which team will be affected. And then based on this, it says like the retail team would be affected. And my role currently is with a retail team. So there's a very good chance that I will be laid off again next week. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope that at least it will be easier for me to take the news if it happens to me again.
The fact that instant coffee is $10 really pisses me off. And I went to 2 or 3 stores just to test it out. And I had to take my black ass right back to the Dollar Tree because these are $1. Then they went up to $1.25. Then they went up to $1.50. Then $1.75. Now they're $2. So I went ahead and bought me 2 of these and some creamer. And I'm just like, why are we not riding? Like this right here. Why is this same size in the store $10, $12, $13 for some fucking instant coffee? I'm finna get my ass out of this country because I'm just pissed off about everything and I'm sick of it.
I quit my job today. I didn't intend to do that. I don't have another job lined up. And I'm not getting on TikTok to hope for my viral moment so that I can make this my job instead, though that would be really nice. I don't expect that. Instead, I just kind of want to talk about how it really sucks to understand fundamentally that I have to participate in capitalism in order to make money and live in this world. But God, I don't want to do it anymore. Like, what job is there where it's okay for me to be a human being who has bad days? Because every job I've ever had gets real mad when you need a day off but don't have a doctor's note, and they fail to have any sympathy for the fact that they're the ones that are paying you and you have no money to go to the doctor for that doctor's note. Make that make sense. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've been applying to jobs for weeks because I already wanted to leave. I didn't expect to leave like this. I hope to have a job before then. But I can't think of a single job that I want because I don't want to work. And I know that there's going to be a bunch of fucking old people and Republicans that are going to come yell at me and say, these people these days, they don't want to work, blah, blah, blah. No, I fucking don't. And you're brainwashed if you do. I don't want to work. I want to do the shit I enjoy. And I think everyone does. And you're lying to yourself if you don't. And that's not to say that shit doesn't need to get done, but I don't want to be on my deathbed, look back and be like, wow, I didn't have any happy moments because all of it was spent worried about whether or not I was a good fucking employee. That's all. I don't need a perfect life, even. I don't need, like, amazing shit. I just want to look back and have more joy than despair. Like, I don't feel like that's a lot to ask. It feels like a lot to ask, actually, in the times we're living in. I don't know. I had an idea that I was going to sit down and make a TikTok and it was going to be some grand thing that I was just like, mic drop. How amazing was that? I don't know why I think that every time I'm going to make a TikTok. I think that this one's going to be the masterpiece and then I have fucking nothing to say because I'm not that remarkable of a person. I just have thoughts. I have thoughts in my brain and I want to share them. See, I'm not that remarkable of a person, clearly. I don't know. If anyone has any tips for being an adult human in these dumpster fire times, please share them. Community is everything at these times, and I mean that genuinely, although I sound sarcastic. I'm gonna go pick up my library book and I guess keep applying to jobs. See y'all later.
Have you ever rage quit? Well, I have. And if you'll stick around for a couple minutes, I'm going to tell you the story about how my rage quitting put me on your FYB. So I had this great job, right? Great salary. I was head of a department. I was leading teams. I was doing the things. And, you know, this job checked all of the boxes for me. And yet I was miserable. I was so unhappy at my job and I couldn't figure out why. I was making changes. I was doing things. Employee morale was up. Attrition was down. I had a great team of people around me. Everything looked really, really great on paper. And yet every day I left and I was miserable. Every Sunday night, I had the Sunday scaries. I would dread logging into work every single day, so much so that I ended up getting physically ill. And then I started to take stock. I started to really kind of take notice of what was going on. And I started to notice that my leadership did not have clear communication. My leadership, even though we would go through exercises just to say that they were done, but we never made progress on them. I had a direct manager who really liked to take personal digs at me and was micromanaging and controlling. And when I confronted them about it, they said, well, then quit, right? Just quit. When I started to notice the toxic work environment, I couldn't get help within the organization. I had no support. I had no way of navigating these work situations. And so I quit. I quit in a fit of rage because I just couldn't do it any longer. And then I had to make a plan. I had to figure out what can I do going forward? But not only what can I do going forward, how can I prevent this for other people? How can I create something that will help people not feel so alone, but also know that micromanaging and controlling and hostile work environments are not acceptable. It's not something that we have to tolerate. And so I built a thing. I built a community, and I built downloads that you can go and download to help you navigate your work situations, to help you not feel so alone, and to help you feel seen and how to navigate work situations until you can make a plan to get out of your toxic work environment. So if this sounds good to you, double tap, let me know that you feel seen, and if you feel so inclined, go grab my download on how you communicate effectively at work, as well as how you deal with narcissistic managers, bullying at work, and toxic work environments.
I just had someone DM me saying, how can you be so broke when you're doing TikTok and your fiance work? We are living paycheck to paycheck. I literally just sat down and did our budget for September. Okay, and mind you, this TikTok is not monetized. Like, I don't get paid for nothing. It's just fun for me to post. And no, this is not me begging anyone for money, because people are like, all you do is talk about money and you just want people to send you money. I am sending my message out there because I know people can relate. And this is the reality of living paycheck to paycheck, balling on a very tight budget and things we have to do. Because yes, people are really out here broke. We're broke. After his paycheck, regardless. Rant over. Less than $100. Which is totally fine. We can make it work. I know we can make it work. We have plenty of food in the house. The kids have plenty of diapers and wipes. We've got soap. Luckily, most of our bills come out his second paycheck. Which, if you see the trend, the second paycheck will be... It's reality. It is what it is. You just gotta stay positive. That is why I'm doing the whole marketplace challenge. And it's just gonna give us a little wiggle room, you know? Am I stressed? Not really. Should I be stressed? Probably, but I'm so used to it, it's fine. If you can relate, comment, because there's people out there that think I'm just bluffing this whole thing. Paycheck to paycheck living is a serious thing. About 77% of the people in the United States are paycheck to paycheck living. Reality.
And to the girl who came on here and said this,
stop getting up and going to work. You get up, you instantly start getting ready for work. That's why your life feel like a simulation. That's why you start to hate your job. Because you waking up and your first thing is oh, I gotta get ready for work. Nope. You need to do something else. Even if it's a little, even if you take an extra 30, 40 minutes just to take some time for yourself. And
I tried this today and I do think it helped, but we will see how it goes over time. I woke up at 6:35 instead of 7:05, and I just laid in bed and read, then got up, went on with my day, did not feel super stressed. I do have to wake up early tomorrow because I teach in the morning. Overall, my day didn't feel bad, but this also isn't the most stressful time of work for me. The first of the month will really be when I see whether or not this actually works, because it's the worst. It sucks to have to work. Let me just say that. Okay? Let me know in the comments, what do you do to make it so you don't feel like you're living in a simulation?
Yo, is it just me, or I applied to 4 jobs, and some of these jobs that I was applying to, I have only applied to 4 jobs, and you're telling me, I just got an email today. I signed up for the job or did the application 2 days ago, and it says, thank you for filling it out, but we're getting a new candidate. They're moving on. That's number 1. And I'm just they're moving on. That means I didn't get the job. I didn't get accepted. Okay, cool. But it gets to a point where that stuff is not going to happen. This is my 4th time applying to a job. 4th. I wasn't really looking at jobs until now because I just need money because I have pets. And my pets have to get fed and I have to buy my stuff. I just need money for myself. Not just for my pets, but for myself. And these jobs right now, they saying they hire, even when I went to Chipotle, 2 or 3 months ago, apply, they never called me back. They didn't do nothing. Even though I took time out of my day took hours out of my day. I waited there for 4 hours, didn't get an interview until the next day, and they told me that they were going to call me, and they never called me back. What? That crap is just I'm telling you, I'm being so serious. I walked to Chipotle by my house. It only took 20 minutes to get there. I waited until 3 o'clock, and then I had to keep waiting because it was like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. It was like 12. I had to be there by 12. I was there, but it was so crowded because people were working and people were getting food. It was like getting busy. I waited there for 4 hours, wasted my time, and they said they're gonna give me an interview the next day. I got it, and I did the whole process, and I left, and then they said they're gonna call me. They never called me back. Never called me back, not once. Then the other restaurant job I was gonna do, I did apply for it, but the lady said I was underqualified. Like I had needed to have 10 or more years of experience. That's number 2. And this job now telling us they're gonna move on to the next candidate. That's what they said, and I'm like, okay, this is like too much. Like you want me to have 10 plus years of experience and be qualified? I'm not going to college right now. You can't even afford college. You think I want to do college right now because I'm going to have to pay all that debt back? Hell no, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. And I barely show my face on this platform, but like, I'm going to talk and I'm going to speak how I'm feeling, because there's no way I'm going to go to college, because it's not like my parents are going to, I mean, they technically could, but I don't want them to do that, And it's like, if I go to college, that means I got to get a job and pay all that money back. And like how can people go to college how can people go to college? Now, I know some people can go to college, but how can a person go to college, get a job, and pay for this stuff when you can't even get a job right now? Please make it make sense. I already applied to ShopRite. I'm praying to God I get the job. I'm praying, because right now these 3 jobs ain't looking too good. Like, moved on to the next candidate. I was kind of like, I did want to work there because I was close to where I live at, but like the fact that they said that, I'm like, okay, like there's no way. Like at this point, just be a content creator, I guess. But like, this is just how I'm feeling. Like no one's not applying to jobs. I mean, not applying to, no, not that. What am I saying? People are applying to these jobs. It's not like back in the day where you could just walk in and get a job ASAP. And you got this old generation saying these kids are lazy. No, jobs are hard to find. Newsflash, let me break it to you. It's hard to find jobs. So with that being said, don't be on these kids' necks when they say they can't find a job, because they can't. It's hard. Like, what are you talking about? Like, right now, they said I'm like, all these jobs saying I'm underqualified, I need more years of experience, or they're moving on to the next candidate. So with that being said, it's hard to find jobs now. But anyways, bye guys. I'll see you in another video.
I'm going to say it because no one else will. I've seen online how everyone's saying that the job market in 2026 is going to be the most difficult. No one can get a job. And I was just saying how a lot of people who are especially my age, like I just graduated in May. Before my senior season of soccer, I was training all summer long, like on top of an internship, like on top of everything. Every single day in the summer, I had this insane Google Excel sheet, and it would just have like I would LinkedIn message people at least like 10 a day saying like, can I speak with you? Because I originally wanted to work in sports, and then I came to find out there's absolutely no money in sports unless you're the player, obviously. So I aborted that, but I learned because I literally would have this Excel sheet, and it would have literally hundreds of people I talked to. I would say 100 to be realistic. It would have the person's name, if they answered my LinkedIn message, because then I would send another one if they didn't answer. And honestly, all these people end up answering. And then we just have everything organized. If I talk to the person, what they said, I scroll through. The job I'm at right now, none of those people were even at that company. But it took that many people and that much to learn from. Also, all the time, like, if you're applying to a job, you're not going to get it. You need to talk to someone within the company in order to go. That's just how it is. And everyone's like, oh, you have to know someone. It's not like, for example, for me, my parents are both in the medical field, and obviously I work in business. So that wasn't going to help me. And I didn't know anyone per se, because all their friends are also like in the medical world and the medical field. So I would just LinkedIn message all these people, and that's how you're going to build your network. But I think people right now are just too freaking lazy. Like, go on LinkedIn, message these people, have it organized in an Excel sheet, and then and if this way, like in a year or two, if you're like, oh, I do want to work in sports again, you can go back, find that person you talk to, be like, oh, I talked to you at this time. Like, all these people, like, I still keep in touch with. Like, it's good to have just in case, but that's how much it's going to take. And then that's also the only way you're going to get it. If you think you're going online to apply for a job and you're just going to get it by a literal application, I mean, if you have, like, congrats, but you're probably in the 1%. Also, with AI right now, everyone's resumes are spectacular. Like, if your resume is not good, that's probably on you. We literally have AI, can do the whole thing for you. So I think overall, I know that everyone's saying, oh, you need to know someone, this person knew that, their dad knew this person. No. Go on LinkedIn, message people who work there. These people are getting paid. If you get a job, they're getting paid to refer you. And then talk to them, see if they even like it, if you're going to like it. And go from there. But I think that right now people are just too lazy. They're going to apply online, like talk to someone. They're going to help you, like guide you. Like it's so rare. I've had so many people who are so nice, so friendly, and they're always just like, listen, only thing I ask is that you do the same. Like when you move up in life, like that you'll talk to someone who wants to talk. Also, you need to stop going on LinkedIn to just see what those people at your school are posting. Like I graduated from Richmond, went to Penn State, so I had a lot of people on there. Every time you would log on, especially from Richmond, these people are having jobs at the top companies, Goldman Sachs, Morgan. I mean, those are just like easy ones you're seeing every day. And then everyone gets stressed out. And you're saying like, do not worry about what these people are doing because you don't know how they got it, what they're doing. Who cares? No one cares. Go on there to just network with other people. And like, you can go on a website, find people, like everyone's online, especially because we have AI right now. But there's my 2 cents.
So I'm 25, I have no job, I have no boyfriend, I don't have my own apartment. I'm literally just moved back in with my parents just now. And everything's sad and horrible, right? But then also